It is 7:30 Central African Time. Zamajobe with Ndawo Yami, my place. And I'm hoping that my place happens to be the Oasis, which happens every single Saturday and Sunday from 6 to 9 a.m. with me, Ntsako Mhlanga. Got a very nice email. Very, very nice one. It marks a new chapter. You know, it's so funny. So at the SABC, we go through these processes every year, around about this time, where, you know, they kind of decide whether they're keeping you, they're letting you go and all of that. And I remember just saying that, you know what, honestly, the ability to do what you love and then also what you love kind of rewards you is something that we should never take advantage of. So I'm feeling and choosing, you know, gratitude this morning. You know, when I looked at this story, I got so excited because I remember my grade 8 and 9 self. You know, I told the story earlier. We used to have these spelling contests, right? And I was a huge champion. I was a keeler and the bee. And I used to get 100% for my spelling, and that's where my love for words really came from. My love for writing and reading really came from. So, you know, hearing that we have the African Spelling Bee since 2016, it's 10 years this year. Great.
Yeah, that's right.
The African Spelling Bee is making sure that we are cultivating the culture of reading across the continent. You guys are reaching over 10 million learners. Joining us in studio is Roger Dickinson, who's the treasurer of the African Spelling Bee Consortium. Roger, thank you so much for joining us this morning. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having us.
I hope you've prepared some sort of spelling bee for me to prove my championness.
Your grade 9 self, yeah.
Thank you so much for coming in. So let's talk about this, man. I mean, it started with just 10 organizations, but now it's doubled in size. I mean, 10 years, a lot can happen in that time.
Yeah.
2016, I matriculated, so I'm sure you can already do the maths. Well, here we talk about words today. But talk to us about that. I mean, when you guys started versus where we are now, and how are you feeling about that?
Yeah, no, so thanks for having us. I mean, so maybe just a step behind that. So the spelling bees across the continent. So South Africa started in 2010 with South African Spelling Bee, and then Ethiopia, Uganda, and we kind of found each other over the next couple of years and then decided, hey, let's try this, you know. So that's where it started very small. We were in South Africa for a couple of years hosting, then we went to Kenya, Uganda. So the growth has been great. Obviously, you know, Africa still has its challenges. Travel is still the biggest challenge, getting all our teams to a competition. Funding is a problem. But I think the idea has grown into something that can't be stopped, you know. And probably what's most exciting for me, I was just talking to your producer outside, was we're starting to decolonize this thing, right? So, I mean, we're still having a conversation in English, but the African Spelling Bee now has 22 languages.
Stop.
Yeah. English still dominates,
of course,
obviously.
Yeah. I mean, how can you say juxtaposition in Swahili?
Yeah, but you can say other words in Swahili, and you can say words in Lingala, and you can say words in Igbo and Yoruba and Twi. And I think for me and for our team, it's just becoming very clear that Africa's got a special place, not only in language, but also in understanding diversity, multilingualism, etc. Yeah.
That is beautiful. I think also, the moment you see spelling bee, people immediately go towards English, right?
Yes.
So the fact that, I'm sitting here, I'm Tonga, and I'm sitting here, I'm like, yo, if I were to be given a Tonga word, I mean, I'm good at writing, but having to actually spell it would be such an interesting, activity.
Yeah.
But how does it work? I mean, where do you source these learners? Do they sign up for the competition? Do the schools sign up? You know, how does it work as a consortium?
So in every country, it starts from the bottom up, right? So it starts at school level or community level. They have a school competition. They go to in South Africa, you go to cluster, district, province, national. And then at your national spelling bee, the team is chosen. So South Africa has their national finals at Sun City every year. And so we choose Team South Africa. So we're taking Team South Africa to Harare. Same thing happened in Uganda, same thing happened in Nigeria, same thing happened in Ghana and the other countries that are coming. So we are looking at sort of your best spellers coming through their system and getting a chance to compete against each other. But for us, meet each other. You know, my colleague Aaron from Uganda always says, guys, these are the people going to lead us in 20 years' time. Let's make sure they're good people, you know. So I think that's very exciting to see young people, Africans, knowing each other, competing against each other, but that's secondary.
Yeah.
And then also learning about each other's cultures, languages, and as people as well. Yeah.
And how does that cultivate? I think it sounds obvious, right? But I never want to assume, things about people. But how does it cultivate the culture of reading, particularly spelling? Because if you're saying that you are delving into the different languages, then immediately I'm like, okay, I'd have to read more Tsonga books, more literature, where my languages are concerned.
Yeah.
So how does spelling and the spelling bees now cultivate the culture of reading across the continent?
So there's two ways. I mean, the first way is the obvious way, right? That you get a text or you get told, guys, you're going to have a whole lot of Latin words that you're going to need to read, Greek. So English plays into that, right? English has root words. So you get a lot of the preparation that's been happening over the last couple of months is that learners are now going in and finding out, okay, Latin root words, Greek root words, Dutch, Arabic, etc., right? So and then we also tend to give like a text. So in South Africa, for example, they'll have a text to read on a particular theme. This year's theme was climate change and gender equality. Last year's theme. This year's theme for Africa is I am an African, and also social media safety. So we want kids to learn modern stuff, but also learn to hear cultural stuff, right? So that's one. The exciting part about the African languages, though, is that, for example, if you were competing this year, you would have gotten the 22 African language words, that phrases and stuff you needed to learn. So you're then starting to break down, okay, in Nguni languages, you put an H with an L and it sounds like that. In this language, you do this. And I think that's what's exciting about African Spelling Bee, is more than just regurgitating super difficult words like you saw in Akil and the Bee, right? It's also about understanding our languages, understanding where we're coming from, etc. Yeah.
And contextualizing them.
Exactly.
So we're teaching them how to have also different conversations, because for some reason when you spoke about social media safety, the first thing that came to mind was cybersecurity.
Yeah.
And then I'm like kind of saying, okay, in Zulu, how would we say it?
Yeah.
In Tsonga, how would we say it? I'm sure my mom can help me with the Zulu part.
Yeah.
But, it's such an interesting thing now, because the one thing that we also talk about, and we also do here at Channel Africa, is the language preservation. So we don't only broadcast in English.
Brilliant.
We broadcast in Kiswahili, Chinyanja, and those languages are and French as well.
Okay.
So those languages are very, very, very important to
Yeah.
us, because these are languages widely spoken across Africa. Yes. How are you making sure that, our young people are not also just falling for the English narrative, because ultimately we do have cultures, we do have languages that back up those cultures.
Yeah.
So how do you do that and cultivate that multilingual conversation?
So there's two ways. I mean, the first way is that it's in the competition, you better prepare, right?
Yeah.
So you've got kids learning languages because they have to.
Wow.
And it's going to decide whether you win or lose, right? It's not just sort of a nice to have. I think then what we do at the competition is that we then having the kids work with each other. I mean, one of my lifetime best moments was the first African Spelling Bee. We got all the competitors into a room and said, guys, these are the words you're going to need to learn from each other's languages. Speak to each other and find out how it's said. And the kids went ballistic. It was just amazing. They were like, so how do you say this? And people obviously, as in language, like, no, this is the wrong word. You don't say that in my language. And we're like, oh, okay, that's what we got on Google. And it was just brilliant of people engaging. And then what happened was, if it's Tsonga, right, or it's Afrikaans, or it's Zulu, or whatever language it is, suddenly my language matters as much as yours does, and as much as the dominant language matters, right? That changes a person. That changes someone to thinking, oh, because if my language matters, then I matter, right? And I think that's the big thing that we're trying to push, is that not only with the kids, but with the parents as well.
Yeah.
Because a lot of our parents think, well, yeah, our language is fine, but learn English.
Yes.
And I think we're starting to see that shift, where people are a lot prouder to say, no, this is our language and we belong here. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely beautiful. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, the conversation continues. We're talking the African Spelling Bee. It is 7:40 Central African Time right here in the Oasis.
Africa Matters, the conversation on climate change and financing Africa's recovery. Only on Channel Africa.
One of the big themes of the Africa Summit is climate finance. And for many Africans, this sounds like a pretty complex technical concept. Simply put, though, what is climate finance and why does it matter for Africa?
Climate finance is pretty much the funds that are available for climate actions. The fight against climate change, which today can never be denied again. I mean, we've seen it over the years in many, many countries, and it is a reality. And when the countries of the world come together, like in the COP summit, some of the actions that are taken are being backed up by finances. In reality, it is quite simple when you do know where to go and how to access this funding.
Eliezer Goma, who's the CEO of Chedza Enviro and Planning Solutions.
Across the continent, climate change is forcing tough decisions. This is Africa Matters. This March, escape to the French Hook Village for a premium festival experience like no other. The Montreux Jazz Festival experience brings together more than 30 exceptional local and international acts, including Robert Glasper with Bilal, Stacey Kent, Salif Keita, Tandiswa Mazwai, and Mandisa Janjis. From the 27th to the 29th of March 2026, indulge in world-class music, culture, and luxury. Book your ticket now at ticketmaster.co.za or visit mjfsa.com. The Montreux Jazz Festival French Hook, where timeless music meets timeless beauty. Start your mornings with inspirational stories.
Welcome back to it. Just about 18 minutes to go before we head to the top of the hour. And we are talking to Roger Dickinson, who is the treasurer of the African Spelling Bee Consortium. So as the treasurer, what is your role within the African Spelling Bee?
So I'm part of the executive. So, we have an executive which has, secretary, etc. I mean, I'm supposed to look after the funding, which is a challenge at the moment. But more than that is also to look at governance and direction and strategic planning. So that's actually something we are really pushing and going to have next week when we go to Harare for the African finals, having our Congress and really deciding and working on how we strategically move the organization forward. Yeah.
That is so exciting. I can imagine the kids now probably reading as we speak, making sure they prepare for it.
Yeah.
So how does it work with the rounds? How do you eliminate? How do you, because I think we've only seen, spelling bees through Akil and the Bee, which I don't think is an accurate representation of what actually goes down.
It is and it isn't. So we do have two rounds, two kinds of competitions. The first one is what we call a speed round. So maybe just to step back, one of the things we realized was you could have someone travel from wherever, spell one word, get it wrong, and be out of a competition.
Oh my goodness.
Right? And so all of that resources and expense and travel and effort goes to waste. So we've multiplied the number of competitions you can compete in. So the first one is the speed round, and that you get 1 minute to spell 20 words, right? And so it starts very simple. So for juniors, it will be single vowels, double consonants, and then it gets more increasingly difficult. And then we kick into the African words. So then you know you're getting a word from West Africa, you're getting a word from Southern Africa, Central, etc. What that does, it gives the speller the experience of I've gone to a spelling bee, right? So even, you'll get cat right, or you'll get core right, and then as it goes on, and they know that's what they're getting. So there's a preparation, they don't know the words they're getting, but they know the format that they're getting. And what happens then in the speed rounds is you get points. So you get points for your country, and then the country with the most points wins the team prize.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. So there's also that kind of pulling together. Then that's in the morning.
I love the patriotism about that, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah. And then in the afternoon, then you go into individual rounds. And then that is the sort of standard spelling bee. So your first round, spellers get, but you get the same kind of difficulty of word, and they increase as the rounds go out. Unfortunately, that is the elimination round. So that is where you get it wrong, you out, right? Sure. And so we go until we get to the top speller, and that's sort of the big two. We are looking also at doing written rounds and other translation. We've done that in certain countries, testing that out. In future years, we would add more rounds as well, yeah.
Look, I've been up since 3:30 a.m., but I'm also a trooper. Do you have some words for me where we can experience an elimination round right here, right now?
Okay, you want to give me a little bit of time?
No problem, no problem. In fact, what we'll do is we're going to take a musical break while you prepare a little spelling bee.
Okay.
And I'm going to spell some words. We'll see, guys. But also remember, 3:30 a.m. I've been awake. So it's not an excuse. I'm just saying that I'll try and get the words right.
Okay.
It is 7:46 Central African time.
Let the weekend unfold with calm, clarity, and connection. On the Oasis with Ntsako Mhlanga, your peaceful companion. Only on Channel Africa.
Manu World Star, Tiani Africa, and Vuga M team up with big boys. And I'm feeling like a big girl right now because we're about to get into our spelling bee.
Okay.
No judgments, guys. This is the Oasis. We have a good time here. But I also just wanted to challenge my brain a little bit today. So, are you ready? Am I ready? We're going to find out.
So I'm just going to give you a heads up.
Sure.
So we start simple, simple-ish. Remember, this is African level. Then we are going to ask you a West African, East African, North African, and Southern African word, and a Central African word. And then we go into some English that are from different root words. Okay. So we do need a timer, though.
I can do one on my phone.
You're going to do one on your phone?
Yes.
Well, actually, let's just do this. Let me see how many you get right. And go. Panic, as in I panic.
P-A-N-I-C.
Habit.
H-A-B-I-T.
Beauty.
B-E-A-U-T-Y.
Letter.
Letter.
West African word, gida, which means house.
Gidda.
East African, maji, water. Maji.
Madga. I.
North African, bait, also house, bait or bite.
Bait.
Southern Africa, molo, hello.
Molo.
Central Africa, mbote, hello.
Mbote.
And then English Latin, audible.
Audible.
English Greek, biology.
Biology.
English French, ballet.
Ballet.
English Spanish, tornado or tornado.
Tornado.
English Arabic, algebra.
Algebra.
English Asian, kimono or kimono.
Kimono.
And then a mathematics word, integer.
Integer.
Science word, magnet.
Magnet.
Geography word, island.
Island.
An IT word, laptop.
Laptop.
Sports word, cricket.
Cricket.
Okay, well done. You got 18 out of 20.
Washa. Holmes. Washa. Listen, 12-year-old Ntsako says, we still got it like that.
Yes.
Even with the African words. Come correct. Okay, which ones did I get wrong?
So the words you got wrong, West Africa, Gida is Gida.
Oh, I said DDA.
Yes, you added
okay.
a D. And Maji is simply Maji.
Oh,
Yeah,
I took it as like the okay.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's not bad.
Well done. Well done.
So those who want to sign up for, that's a distinction, guys. Just so you know, and I'm just I have to say, it's very important that the Channel Africa presenters are smart. That's a 90%.
That is.
So how does one sign up for such an amazing competition? That was really fun. And I know that the young ones are going to be quicker than me and smarter and on their feet with it.
So obviously go to our website, www.africanspellingbee.com. That's the simplest way. And across the continent, you'll find your different country. And so you can click onto your country and then the contact details are there. Yeah.
That's so fun, man. Thank you so much for the work that you guys are doing. Do you have any socials that we need to follow? Yeah,
so African Spelling Bee on Facebook and African Spelling Bee 1 on Instagram and then African Spelling Bee on TikTok as well.
Amazing stuff. Roger, thank you so much for speaking to us today. I'm looking forward to seeing the young people also cultivate that, because now I also want to know what Gira is. I want to know what